Today, it's the Dolphins and the Browns in Week 3 of the NFL season. Quarterback Colt McCoy may be identifying himself as the future of the Browns. He knows full well, though, that the pass rusher Jason Taylor of the Dolphins will be in hot pursuit. The kickoff is next. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Welcome back to Cleveland. The weather today, temperature at 72, winds not a factor. There is the threat of scattered thunderstorms perhaps later in the afternoon, as the Dolphins have won the toss and they'll receive to start the game. Don Criqui with Randy Cross here at Cleveland Brown Stadium. Phil Dawson ready to kick it off, a 13-year veteran from Texas. Gates and Hilliard are back for the Dolphins. Clyde Gates, a rookie, one of the fastest players in the NFL. He's the deep back. They're looking to get a block from Hilliard. This guy can go. And it's not fancy in and out speed. He's a straight line runner. High spinning kick. Gates from the 2. Excellent coverage by the Browns on special teams. And the Dolphins will go 1st and 10 at their 18-yard line. As Chad Henne leans them out. 4th-year player from Michigan. Good runner. That has to be respected. He's run 10 times this year, 8.5 a carry, 1 for a touchdown in that quarterback draw. But right now, they need to get down the field and into the end zone. The red zone's been their nemesis, Randy.
Yeah, they need consistency and they need balance. Very important to get Daniel Thomas and Reggie Bush, who starts in the backfield, involved early and often.
Bush is the outside runner. Daniel's not in there. He's the inside guy. Here's a throw downfield and a nice back to the ball grab by Brandon Marshall, his 14th catch of the year. And the Browns' best corner, Joe Hayden, makes the tackle. So we look at the Dolphins now with Long, a perennial Pro Bowler. Incognito, very underrated left guard. Pouncey, the rookie from Florida, playing good football. But they've got to get in the end zone. The red zone has been the big problem. They've been in it 10 times. That's inside the opponent's 20. Have only 4 touchdowns to show for it. On 1st and 10. The carry is knocked down by Fujita. Reggie Bush gets the carry, and there's a penalty marker down.
Holding, number 80, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, 1st down.
Walt Peterson, our referee today at Cleveland Brown Stadium. So look at the Browns on defense. Jabal Sheard, a rookie from Pitt, has been good. Another rookie, Philip Taylor, 335 pounds, the #1 draft choice. He is a blocker occupier. He's a guy that takes up a lot of space. Kel Jackson, the leading tackler, 19, and he has 2 sacks. And in the secondary, Joe Hayden, in just his 2nd year, is one of the better corners in the NFL. Terrific player from Florida. Swing pass, check down. Average 43.7 net. That was a 55-yarder, all net yards. That's Pro Bowl stuff. We're back to Cleveland Brown Stadium. Miami had a punt on its opening drive, and now the Browns get the ball for the first time with 2nd-year man Colt McCoy at quarterback. An eye set, power set. Timing pattern comes in high, 2nd and 10. Looking at Massaquoi. John Smith covering. There's Colt McCoy. His best game maybe as a Brown last week, a 97+ quarterback rating in the win at Indianapolis. Very heady guy, loves the run and shoot. He's good at hitting moving targets underneath. Short passes, run after catch is pretty much the staple of the offense. 6'2", 220 pounds. Dolphin defense, it'll be attacking now on 2nd and 10. Near side throw. Josh Cribbs makes the catch. The tackle is quickly made by Koa Misi, outside backer. So you look at the Browns, the rest of their offense. Joe Thomas, every year in the league, he's been in the Pro Bowl. Tremendous player at left tackle. Big story is Hardesty starting because Peyton Hillis had to be sent home today with strep throat, unable to play.
Don Jason Taylor's in at right defensive end to rush against Joe Thomas.
Another marquee matchup. Third down. Browns need 6. Corner blitz. They pick it up. Underneath, beautifully executed by the Browns. As Ben Watson, the big tight end, runs that underneath pattern, that drag pattern. He's hit on time on the route, and Browns have a first down, a 15-yard gain on third down.
Well, they bring the blitz off the corner. They end up running a zone blitz with that blitz coming from the corner. Jason Taylor has to drop. Colt McCoy just checks 1-2, bap, hits his tight end. It's the kind of rhythm you got to have.
Well, they had a nice rhythm on that. Beautifully timed, and here is the give up the middle. Hardesty, who told us Friday, coming off a knee surgery a year ago that negated his rookie season, he said, "I'm running free again. I'm ready to go." Look at the Dolphins now. That last tackle by Randy Starks, who's good at contain and pass rushing at defensive tackle. Kind of a defensive end hybrid position. Now they get down into a 4-man front. Second down. Browns need 4 on their first possession. Throw off target to Massaquoi. Nolan Carroll. He is covering on the play. Carroll is starting for the injured Vontae Davis, who's out with a hamstring injury. Last year, Nolan Carroll, when the Browns played at Miami, had his hands on a ball that would have been a pick 6 and a winning touchdown. He dropped it, and the Browns left Miami with a 13-10 win.
And that stresses Miami, though, when it goes to the nickel and the dime, because Will Allen's got a bad hamstring, and Nate Jones just joined the team. So it's Jones or Wilson when they go to the dime.
Kind of mixing and matching in the secondary because of the injuries. Here's McCoy. Look at that heat put on. Very mobile. Downfield throw. It's picked by the Dolphins. Massaquoi was the target on the play, but a terrific play as coming up with the ball is Jimmy Wilson.
Yeah, you get out wide like that, Don, you don't have to throw it away. You don't have to make a bad play. Just don't make a good play for the other guys.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Sprint. All football, no limits. Only from Sprint. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Back to Cleveland. Dolphins with the ball again after the interception by the rookie, Jimmy Wilson. And they start this drive on the Browns side of the field. It'll be a second down coming up. Let's watch the interception, Randy.
Yeah, there's 2 things to concentrate on. There's McCoy, obviously. There's Mohamed Massaquoi. Watch, he throws it to where Massaquoi was and not to where he's going. He breaks for the sideline. He's fading towards the sideline. He throws back, and it throws it right into the defensive back. Bad decision.
Yeah, Dolphins had blanket coverage. Henny, very mobile, eludes the rush, throws on the run. It's completed. Fasano heading inside the 15-yard line. A 26-yard gain. Fasano with just his 6th reception of the year. He's a top blocker also in his 6th year out of Notre Dame. Didn't catch a ball last week against Houston, but he was a key to the run success with his blocking.
That's going to be a great option because on the outside, they're trying to man up on Miami. You man up on the outside, you've got defenders running off. There'll be gaps for Henny to run into.
So now, Randy, we have the Dolphins in a place that's been a problem, the red zone. Hitting hard on a power dive is Daniel Thomas, the rookie from Kansas State, who had 107 yards rushing last week against a good defense and 18 carries.
That kind of running back, a Daniel Thomas style, is just what the doctor ordered, though, in the red zone. Hadn't had a 100-yard rusher since December of 2009. He's got great power, and he's so young, he'll just go wherever they tell him. They point him in the right direction, that's where he'll go.
Well, he went there. Second down coming up. He needs 7. Beautifully executed screenplay, and the Dolphins head in. Daniel Thomas on the payoff end. Boy, they look good in the red zone there.
Well, that was flawless. Not only because of the run, but also watch coming from the outside. There's 19, Brandon Marshall. You give him that look. Then on the right side again, where you fake to Thomas, he's got that escort down the field. That was flawless as far as setting up the screen and then gigging him a little bit on that reverse.
It was flawless. A 10-yard touchdown play. And the Dolphins on the road, looking to make it a 7-point lead. Carpenter puts it up and good. And so the Dolphins, who were 6-2 on the road last year, jump out to an early lead at Cleveland. The Dolphins kick off when we come back. The Dolphins have taken a 7-0 lead, capitalizing on that interception. We look at some headlines from around the NFL. 3 starters lost to torn ACLs for the KC Chiefs. Moiaki, Berry, and every one a standout. Cam Newton, look at those numbers. He's got 2 games, almost 900 yards passing. Yeah, and then the Bills, they're the highest scoring team in the league, 79 points in the first 2 games.
And Tom Brady, MVP last year. No reason to think that he doesn't think he's going to win another one this year with that start. And the Pats and Bills are on CBS today, a matchup up in Orchard Park.
Right now, the Dolphins with a 7-0 lead kickoff. Well hit, and the ball will come out to the 20 on a touchback. So, an early turnover, an interception of McCoy is quickly turned into a touchdown by the Dolphins.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by E-Trade, Investing Unleashed, and by Chrysler, imported from Detroit.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the distance from Cleveland Browns Stadium as the Browns now go to the run. Ontario Hardesty, torn ACL. He was out for all of his rookie season, a 2nd-round draft choice when he came out of college out of Tennessee. Stopped by Carlos Dansby.
Hey, he tore that MCL last year in the last preseason game. He actually tore a knee up his freshman year at Tennessee, and he was making a little bit of the similarities between the 2 experiences. He actually rehabbed in Knoxville this offseason.
And now said he's running free, back to where he was. McCoy checking down, throws underneath, and they wave it off, incomplete. Look at it, Ben Watson as the check down receiver. Dolphins playing nice pass coverage early in this game, Randy.
Well, if you're worried about pass receivers in Cleveland, right now, until proven otherwise, you've got to cover Ben Watson at tight end. You've got to cover Evan Moore, their other tight end slash, big outside receiver type. Their real wide receivers have not proven they deserve more than one-on-one coverage.
And you got to pay attention to Watson. He led the Browns in receiving last year at 68 catches. From the shotgun on 3rd and 10, McCoy looks. Lets a long ball fly. Receivers out there, there's too much on it. Josh Cribbs had a couple of steps on the defense. He'd have been gone, but it's allowed out, and the Browns have to punt the ball again. Nolan Carroll was covering and not very closely.
Well, there's the second mistake of the day by Colt McCoy. First was the interception. Second is missing Josh Cribbs. 5 yards wide open. Lined up in the slot. Went right up the field. He got exactly what he wanted. He just couldn't hit it.
Now Brad Maynard out there, the 3rd Browns punter this season. He hits it well. Backpedaling is Reggie Bush. Finds a gap, takes a strike. He's down to the 38-yard line. 52-yard punt, a 10-yard return. Ray Ventrone on the stop on special teams. Dolphins with the ball and a 7-0 lead as they capitalized on an early turnover. An interception by the rookie Jimmy Wilson set it up. Henny's been sharp today. At 5 of 5 for 65 yards and a touchdown. Now 6 of 6 as he finds Fasano. Fujita on the tackle. Tonight on CBS, former NFL Colts player Marcus Pollard competes on The Amazing Race, plus Survivor winners Ethan and Jenna. Don't miss the season premiere of The Amazing Race tonight after 60 minutes, only CBS.
Number 88, the wide receiver, the tight end. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
88 is actually tight end Jerron Masterd, the tight end for Miami, lined up split out.
Well, that cost him 5. Doesn't seem like luck, but now 1st and 15, something like that often is a drive killer. He's the guy to watch, Brandon Marshall.
It's a matchup to watch with Hayden going against him.
He's not playing off, right up on Marshall.
Oh, he'll mug him. He's been in his grill the whole time.
And he takes a look underneath. The elusive Reggie Bush, the former Heisman winner from Southern California. You talk to some of these Dolphin coaches, Randy, they say Reggie Bush gets a bad rap, like he's a soft player, that he'll run inside all day for it if you ask him to.
Yeah, Reggie's tough. He's had the microfracture surgery, so you can't pound him inside and overuse
75
him.
is reporting as eligible. 75 is eligible.
But he is when you get him with air around you, he's an amazing player still.
And another thing he can do, he's a downfield blocker extraordinaire. He can really take people out. We go to the rookie Daniel. Daniel Thomas is his guy. He's down now close to the midfield stripe. And very close. Looks like he has a first down. He does.
I mean, that last play where Reggie Bush was featured tells you a little bit of all what you need to know about Tony Sperano's young rookie center, Mike Pouncey. Because you talk about Jake Long, he says this guy hustles all over the field. And here he's hustling trying to get a block. And he got Reggie more than he got a block, but he's down the field trying.
Well, he and his brother, his twin brother, who starts for the Steelers at center, have been great draft choices out of Florida. Hit ball. How about the Texans and the Saints? James Brown's in New York with more on that.
Hey, Don, Texans got it done on the opening drive.
I'll tell you what, they have New Orleans defense on their heels. Owen Daniels, 14 yards with his touchdown reception. They're running, they're throwing. Houston may be for real, Don Criqui.
Neil Racker's 22-yard field goal makes it 10-0. Houston back to Don Criqui. Randy Cross.
You go, Bill Cowher. I love that. I thought it was JB there for a while. Heck of a job, Coach.
I tell you, Bill Cowher could go on those special teams when he was a Brown, man.
But he didn't have to talk when he was doing that.
He was a buzzsaw coming down the field. Jabal Sheard, the rookie defensive end from Pittsburgh, makes the stop on Reggie Bush. That'll bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 for the Dolphins.
Dolphins might have an injury in their offensive line. Vernon Carey starts out their right guard position, is down on the field right now, and inside is where Cleveland's the strongest. You talked about Sheard. I mean, between Rubin and Taylor, they're strongest inside, Don.
Back to Cleveland in a moment. With Randy Cross, this is Don Criqui back at Cleveland, where the Dolphins lead the Browns 7-0. An injury to Vernon Carey, a standout lineman for the Dolphins.
One of their first-round draft picks from a few years back. Watch, he's working on a double team against Phil Taylor. He starts moving inside. Colombo pushes the pile over. His arm gets trapped underneath, and it looked like his shoulder or arm might have been hyperextended, or at least snapped around a little.
So Carey is out, and now a 3rd down and 10 arises for the Dolphins. One turnover in the game, and it led to the Miami touchdown. Terrific looking play. Stop and go pattern. Devon Best comes back at the ball and gets ahead close to the 40-yard line. It looks like he's going to be less than a yard, maybe a foot short of a first down.
Very nice job of protection inside. John Jerry, the second-year player out of Ole Miss, 74, is in at right guard. They protect Chad Henne, and we've seen good Chad in that opener. When he gets time to throw, he can really get it going.
You haven't won yet this season. You're on the road. A foot to go. You got to go for it, and they're going to do it. They have the big package in. Henne under center. Thomas, he's got it. Bangs inside the 40 and down to the 39-yard line of the Browns. Daniel Thomas averaging 5.9 a carry.
Yeah, they get the big package you talked about, Don, but a big package is on the right side. But on the left side is Jake Long, their big left tackle, and Jake Long gets a beautiful block. I mean, really gets movement. When you can see a tackle, that big 77 sticking out like that, he's working right there against Jamie Mitchell, the end, and does a beautiful job clearing the way.
He did indeed. He gave him the lane, and he got what he needed. And here's Henne now from the shotgun. Fastball on target. And that is Brandon Marshall with the ball. Hayden defending as best he can, does make the tackle. Hayden, among his other attributes, is one of the best open field tacklers in the league. 9-yard gain, though, on the play, and the Dolphins are now challenging again.
Hayden off him, not on him, jamming him. And I know one thing, as big as Brandon Marshall is, as physical as Brandon Marshall is, you better change it up. You can't always be there in his face trying to slap him around. Otherwise, the size advantage that he has over Hayden will really wear the young cornerback out.
And Marshall 6'4", 230. Here's a tip ball, and it might have been caught. They're ruling it is a catch as the tip ball spins into the hands of Brian Hartline, former Ohio State Buckeye. Henne's now, Randy, 9 for 10 throwing the ball.
And say what you will about Hartline. Is he the fastest guy in the world? No, but he can make some pretty acrobatic, artistic catches, either low ones like that or around the boundaries on the outside.
That was pretty artistic. A spinning ball just caught just off the ground.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be going sideways.
Got a knuckleball. First and 10 Dolphins with a 7-0 lead.
Big matchup right there.
Henne calls his own number when nothing's open. Gets ahead for plus yards down close to the 21-yard line. Ratabe Rubin makes the stop along with Jamie Mitchell.
And I think what Chad Henne wanted to do is he wanted to get the ball over to the right to Brandon Marshall over the top. But he looked and he didn't have an open receiver. Best was covered in the slot and Hayden was all over Marshall. He had to eat it and try to get whatever yards he could.
Well, he got some good ones. Getting any plus yards in a broken play. Now it's a second down. And a long 7, almost 8. Ball's on the field. Browns might have it. Reggie Bush might have lost the ball when he was struck by a backer shooting into the gap. A lot of nasty things go on bottom of that pile, right, Randy?
Oh, absolutely. And you know what, Don? The Dolphins came in with their power package again, and they tried to get it right up in Cleveland's face, and Cleveland reacted. Cleveland really came up and made them pay for it. Nate Garner right there, the young offensive tackle, was in as a fullback. He gets a kick-out block. But look at the fill inside. Great job by Mitchell.
Ward also in there, T.J. Ward.
Ward put a helmet right on the ball. Mitchell came at him from the back.
So the turnover count is even. The Dolphins have the lead. Browns the long field to go. They're running hard as with the ball. For the Browns is Armand Smith, rookie from Union College.
You know, with most offenses, and this is a first-year West Coast style that Colt McCoy is trying to absorb, and they really only have been together 9 weeks trying to learn this thing. Being right for Pat Shurmur is much better than doing it quickly, much better than hurrying up with the offense. You got to be right.
Right now, we'll see how right this is as they go back to the run, and there is a right defensive play, beautifully done. Will Allen, the 11-year veteran from Syracuse, shoots the gap and makes a tackle for a loss.
So Will Allen working out on the field. They were trying to see how his hamstring was. Nothing wrong with his hamstring there, coming from the backside corner position. Red run all the way, and that play took way too long to develop. You've got to hit a defense this quick, fast. You can't spread things out. They're going to hammer you.
And the first quarter winds down and out. Dolphins lead the Browns 7-0. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Ready to start the second quarter now at Cleveland Browns Stadium. The Browns with the ball. 3rd down and 8 coming up. They're down to the Dolphins 7-0. McCoy. Live ball incomplete. Browns have to punt from deep in their own end. The target was Josh Cribbs. Good coverage by Sean Smith and Nolan Carroll of the Dolphins.
Yeah, no excuse there. Josh Cribbs has got to catch that ball. Try to do whatever he can to get upfield for that reception and a 1st down. Colt McCoy right now is 2 of 8, and this offense is really struggling. I mean, really struggling.
McCoy, as you mentioned, Randy, 2 of 8. Well, Henne's been terrific. 10 of 11 for 101 yards and a score. He's hit 7 different receivers, Chad Henne. Directional punt. Goes out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. So we'll go back at it with the Dolphins in control when we come back. Back to Cleveland Brown Stadium. Chad Henne having a superlative performance so far for the Dolphins. He's thrown for the only score of the game. He's been hitting everybody all over the field. They go to their big back, Daniel Thomas, the 228-pound rookie. Fujita knocks him down. Coming up on the Sprint halftime report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint halftime report.
You saw Vernon Carey working with part of the medical staff on the sideline trying to test that shoulder. John Jerry is in at right guard, 74.
Jerry, a former Miami Hurricane, an important part of this offense of the Dolphins. Here's a nice looking throw again over the middle of the field for a 1st down for the Dolphins. On the sure hands of Brandon Marshall. 15 yards and a Miami 1st down.
Again, if you don't contend, Brandon Marshall, you let him run through a zone. Look how smart he is. He runs right up until the linebacker. As soon as he sees the linebacker, he just pivots away. Chad Henne knows which way he's going to pivot, and DeQuell Jackson had no shot.
He had a 12-yard touchdown reception last week against Houston, did Brandon Marshall. Daniel Thomas runs. He opened a lot of eyes last week with 18 carries and 107 yards. 5.9 a carry. First Dolphin rookie to have a 100-yard rushing game since Ronnie Brown back in 04.
And the best part about that, if I'm Chad Henne or if I'm calling these football plays, let Thomas start running the ball. That'll open up the play action to my big guy, Brandon Marshall, down the field.
Big guy is on the left now. Here is a power run inside. Daniel Thomas again.
That wasn't pretty, Don, but that had no business being more than a 0 gain or 1 yard gain. Thomas just wouldn't go down. They had pieces of him. They just didn't have enough of him.
He did have one down moment last week against the Texans. A 2nd half fumble came at a critical time. Dolphins are 0-2. They've lost to 2 very good teams, and the Patriots and the Texans. Now they're on the road where they were 6-2 in road games a season ago. Both arms on the ball. Running hard is Lex Hilliard. Another guy from Montana. Usama Young makes the stop.
That's a little bit different type of a play. You bring Hilliard in. You get an excellent push off that left side. Not much of a mystery. If I'm going against Miami and I'm on the defensive side, Don, don't you think maybe I'd be looking running behind Jake Long? So far 2 for 2 on 3rd and short.
Jake Long is the man. Their offensive line coach Dave Guglielmo said he'll never coach another guy like him. He's that good. Said he's first in every drill. Now the Browns shoot blitzers, and the linebacker gets there. Go Kong at 260 pounds gets in, and Henne is sacked for the first time today. 8-yard loss.
Well, Go Kong and Mitchell working on the outside have a meeting at the quarterback. That's an excellent play by 3-4 players up front. Good play call by Dick Duran, their defensive coordinator, disrupting that Miami offense with that blitz. There's Dick Duran, former head coach. Great DB in his own right with Cincinnati back in the day.
Yeah. One of Yale's all-time greats. Now the run. And almost a loose ball. Brown's really hunting it. Let's go back to James Brown of New York. JB.
Big first half for Eli Manning, Don.
How about the vaunted Philadelphia secondary? We talked about all the offseason acquisitions. 6 touchdowns, last 5 quarters. The latest, a 74-yarder to Victor Cruz. Shabby tackling. What about that Philly defense, JB?
Wow. Eli Manning, 128 passing yards, 2 touches in the first half. Back to Don Criqui with Randy Cross.
All right, JB, it's a long time between wins between the Giants and the Phillies, or the Eagles for the Giants, and now Penny checks down, gets it to Devon Bess on a crossing pattern underneath. He's inside the 35-yard line. Dimitri Patterson gets him down to 33.
Nice little job by Jabal Sheard, the defensive end drafted out of Pitt last year. He got that late pressure against Henney, and when you have to go to a late crosser like that, you're really counting on run after catch.
Right now, Dan Carpenter setting up for a field goal try. He had one blocked from 22 yards out last week, and he missed a 34-yarder. This is a 51-yarder. He's got a big leg. A lot of distance. Missed it.
We have Carpenter hit a 60-yarder last year in the game between these two down in Miami. He just got over the top of that one, pulled it left. It never really had a chance once it started moving left.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by KFC Popcorn Chicken. Today tastes so good. The new 70-inch class LCD TV from Sharp. And by Toyota.
Back to Cleveland Browns Stadium. Browns have the ball after a missed 51-yard field goal by the Dolphins. Could be a false start. Plays whistle dead.
Yep.
False start, number 73, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
The NFL celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month. Visit the official Spanish language home of the NFL at NFL.com/Espanol. For game highlights, fantasy football, and a look at your team's Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. 1st and 5 on the missed start. Blitzers coming hard. They're picked up. Throw is just off target. McCoy looking to get to a tight end underneath Alex Smith.
And Alex Smith just didn't look. When you see a hot look like that, you see what looks like a blitz setup, and you see defenders running past you as you go out. You've got to look hot for that ball. You can't not have your head turned trying to get it turned out. McCoy throws behind him. He was under such pressure, I guess he couldn't be terribly specific. That's another oops on McCoy.
And it is 2nd down and 15. Draw play. Not a lot going on there. Zoliai was on the stop, along with Randy Starks, as Montario Hardesty gets the carry.
They're not getting much in the way of blocks up front. I think the skill players, especially a Hardesty running the ball, need more support. Pat Shurmur's got his offense installed after 9 weeks. They've been a little erratic, but the blocking, if it's not there, it doesn't matter what kind of plans you have.
You see those possessions: interception, punt, and punt. Interception was soon after turned into a touchdown. Nice catch. Dan Watson, a very athletic guy, the big tight end from Georgia. He was one of the best soccer players in Georgia as a high school student, a very agile guy. A 12-yard gain, and that was all Ben Watson.
Man, I tell you what, it certainly wasn't that line, because they only rushed 3 players, and they were about to sack Colt McCoy when he got that off to Ben Watson. Very athletic play. Tells you a little bit of what kind of an athlete. I don't know if he got that from soccer, but he's definitely got the nimble feet.
And he puts him to good use there. He's got the nimble hands also. And now it is 1st down Browns, down by 7, 2nd quarter. Browns go to the stretch run. Work it well. Hardesty bangs down close to the Dolphin 41-yard line. Jeremiah Bell and Sean Smith are the tacklers.
Pretty basic play. You've got Alex Smith at the right tight end right here. Watch the push coming off. Ben Watson's at the usual tight end. Smith gets a nice block. That's all he needs. There's a crease. Good blocks all the way across the board. More of that from the Browns front would really help this Browns offense to get some sort of rhythm.
Nothing makes for good running like that. Good blocking. You were expert at that, Randy, in your days with the 49ers, and now Colt McCoy somehow eludes and gets the ball away. Sleight of hand by Colt McCoy. He was going to be knocked down for a loss, and he gets the ball ahead to Hardesty for an 8-yard gain.
Hey, remember, Montario Hardesty played in an offense where, yeah, he changed things up a lot as far as reps. They used a few running backs, he and Arian Foster, but they love to throw the ball, and he's used to getting the ball in strange circumstances. Colt McCoy, good forward pass, gets it out there to Hardesty any way he possibly could.
He found a way. The Browns drive on, down by 7 on their home field. McCoy buys time with his feet. End zone throw. Receiver out there. Touchdown, Cleveland. Josh Cribbs. You want big plays? We got big plays. A 33-yard scoring play.
Well, you really see the value of deceiving the defense. Watch him bite on the fake run to Hardesty. They go hard to the right. That opens up the crossing pattern. That's covered. And McCoy just decides to go down the field, and that's all I want to. Josh Cribbs just wanted that ball a lot more than Sean Smith wanted to knock it down.
Just the 5th catch of this season for Josh Cribbs. His first touchdown reception of the new season. Now the Browns look to tie it up with automatic Phil Dawson on the extra point try. I want to jinx Phil, but he's made a lot of them in his 13 years. So the Browns tie it up, and they'll kick off when we come back to Cleveland. Browns with a 59-yard touchdown drive after having just 32 yards offense in their first 3 possessions. A great throw by Colt McCoy, an even better catch by Josh Cribbs, who climbed the ladder, going high up to get in the end zone. Clyde Gates, 9 yards deep, counseled not to bring it out. He takes off with it and hits a gap. It's gone. We'll next see him in the end zone. So here comes Henne, playing very good football for the Dolphins this Sunday afternoon.
We're good at tailgating, but to be great, well, you need a little coaching.
That's where I come in. Coach, are we running super cold activation today? Always, Gary. Only Coors Light tells you when your beer goes from cold to super cold. Frost brewed on 3. 1, 2, 3. Frost brewed. Ice down those Coors Lights, baby. Ice.
When it comes to big refreshment, we could all use a little coaching.
Nice crossing pattern, Randy.
We're tailgating at the next level.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer.
A little help, guys.
Moving across the country has been great for me. I don't know if I could say the same for my parents. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to them. I'm just pretty much killing it out here. They say they're happy. I mean, what do you think they do every day without me there? Are they eating? They must really miss me. I'm their only child, except for my sister.
Venza from Toyota.
What if you could stop a crime before it happens?
The machine looks for plotters. It looks for malicious intent.
They can.
No one's gonna hurt you again.
You really shouldn't lie to kids.
Emmy winner Michael Emerson.
If the machine is right and she's still alive, she won't be for long.
Taraji P. Henson.
This guy's as dangerous as they get.
And Jim Caviezel.
You really need to watch where you're going.
Person of Interest. New episode CBS Thursday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by FedEx. FedEx does more than shipping. FedEx, solutions that matter. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Welcome back to Cleveland. Don Criqui with Randy Cross. 7-7 game. Dolphins, who scored first today with the ball. Reggie Bush lost a fumble earlier and almost lost another. Finding the handle was hard for Reggie on that one. They run stretch plays with Reggie. The power back is Daniel Thomas, who emerged last week.
You don't have to give this Cleveland defense, this young defense, much of an excuse to attack. Miami can be physical, but if they make mistakes, you talked about making mistakes in the red zone, you better not make a mistake backed up like this.
Well, this is a dangerous area. Turnovers are bad. Turnovers in the red zone can be disastrous. And coming back at the ball was Brandon Marshall. Throwing a deeper pattern was his quarterback Henny. Good coverage by Hayden.
Yeah, that's our marquee matchup again. Brandon Marshall and Joe Hayden. So you've seen Hayden way off. You've seen him uptight. So, you know, that's not pass interference if you're wondering, because the offensive player initiates the contact. I know defenders aren't allowed to contact offensive players, but when an official sees the offensive guy run up into the defender, he's not going to call the defender.
Well, it's just a good coverage. And that brings up 3rd and long now for Henny and the Dolphins. Browns a line blitzer. Linebackers jump. Here they come. Henny gets it away. Completion is made, but the Browns had it in front of them. Devon Best coming back at the ball, but Dimitri Patterson, who Mike Holmgren, the president of the Browns, says is a very good player. You don't hear a lot about him, but they were really happy to get him here. He made the tackle.
But pretty consistently, the Miami Dolphins are using Brandon Marshall, you know, basically as a bellwether in their passing game. Whatever side he's on, they're throwing it there, but they're usually throwing behind him under the coverage on Marshall.
Norwood is back for the Browns. Well punted ball. Norwood from the 26. Outstanding kick coverage by the Dolphins, led by Chris Clemens. 51-yard punt, 6-yard return. Wednesday on Showtime, JB, Chris Collinsworth, Phil Simms, and Warren Sapp return to cable's longest running show, Inside the NFL, every Wednesday on Showtime.
That show gets a little feisty on occasion.
Yes.
You think JB's more of a ringmaster?
Gets a little contentious. Ball out to the 32-yard line for the start of this drive now for the Browns on a beautiful day in northern Ohio. Temperature in the 70s, bright sunshine. There is a threat, though, later of a possible thunderstorm. What a run. Hardesty showing his stuff. Breaks his best gainer of the day, a 14-yard run. Scoreboard is changing as we go back to New York.
I learned the ring mastering job from you, Don. I'm turning it over to Coach.
Yo, Coach, that was a run. How about this run, guys? Talk about speed. Darren Sproles, maybe the best free agent acquisition of the offseason, down on New Orleans turf, 30 yards, 10-7 Houston.
Wow, Don and Randy, I think Coach is fired up.
Coach shows up on game day fired up. He really, I'm sure he is in the studio.
Is he excited about offense, JB? That's all I want to know. Looks like he's getting excited about a defense getting burned. There's a refreshing change.
The coach busted a few wedges in his day, but came out of it none the worse for wear.
And did he have some defense when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Right now, a timeout on the field. Pat Shermer, a former co-captain of a Rose Bowl winning team at Michigan State, the head coach now of the Cleveland Browns. Spent 11 years with the Eagles. Last year he was coaching in the Rams, and here's the Chris Palmer started things off in '99 when the Browns came back into the league, then to Butch Davis. Harry Robrisky for a short term, just 5 games. His son plays for the Browns. Romeo Crennel and Eric Mangini. And now, Pat Shermer. Browns are one of the youngest teams in the league. They'll play probably 9 rookies in 3 phases of the game today. Hardesty runs, good tackle by Carlos Dansby. Some concern he might be out today earlier in the week, but he's all right making hits at the loss of 5.
He was 3 yards in the Browns backfield, so his reaction time and his fill time is obviously way up. Yeah, you know, this Browns team, it's a different organization. It has a different feel to it since Mike Holmgren made the change to Pat Shermer. And Mike Holmgren knows winners.
Well, he's done it. Skins are on the wall. Won a Super Bowl as coach of the Packers. Had the Seahawks in a Super Bowl. Good coverage by the Dolphins. Greg Little, a guy that could turn into a major player for the Browns, a wide receiver from North Carolina with great running skills. He was a top running back in high school.
And one of the things that this offense is struggling with really is Colt McCoy. He can talk about the offense. Pat Shurmur has taught him the offense in 9 short weeks. The problem is it's not instinctive. So he's overthrowing some of these balls that he should know. He just throws it in with touch. He's got wide open receiver.
Let's see, he'll be throwing now on a 3rd and 15. King back 8 to cover. Rush with 3. Good breakup. Massaquoi was the target.
Beautiful job by Rashad Jones diving in there in front of Mohamed Massaquoi.
Cameron Wake putting a lot of heat on the passer.
Yeah, he absolutely walked O'Neal Cousins back into the lap of McCoy, and Jones saved him. Saved that big play by getting that hand in. Caused quite a divot on the ground too. Kicked up a lot of grass.
Yeah, natural grass field here at Cleveland Stadium. Devon Bess is back. Booming punt. Directionally hit to the near side. Out of bounds inside the 20.
Yeah, it's going to be outside the 20, I think. Oh, it is just inside.
I thought it was by about 2 feet. The new season is underway, and CBS has the #1 drama, the #1 new drama, the #1 new show, and the #1 show. Thanks for making CBS #1.
So does 2.5 Men count as a new show because Ashton Kutcher gets in there?
Well, it's a retooled show. It's a hit again. Did you see the audience they had?
Oh, unbelievable.
28 million, I think. Right now, the Dolphins, who scored first after the rookie Jimmy Wilson intercepted a ball soon after they were in the end zone on a touchdown throw. Now it's tied up. Now they come with a blitz. Good pickup. Downfield throw.
Think he has it.
Caught the ball.
Brian Hartline on the boundary is a magician, Don.
What a Buckeye he is. 31 yards on the catch. That's a great play. Not a good one, a great one.
Watch the toe tap. I mean, it's a matter, the ball doesn't move, I don't think. He controls it through the catch.
The official, they're always so well positioned right there.
They may want to replay that, but that looked pretty good to me. Watch out for the big shot now.
Won't replay it now. They get a snap off. Power football. Dolphins take it right at the defensive front of the Cleveland Browns. First half winding down.
Look at the end of it. 1, 2. Ball doesn't move. He controls it all the way through, and he is what we told you he is. He's absolutely has a great feel when he gets near the boundaries, does Brian Hartline. That's big Phil Taylor, the rookie defensive tackle out of Baylor, down on the ground. He's had an excellent first couple of weeks. He's looks to have the potential to be quite a force inside. Hopefully for the Cleveland Browns' sake, that's nothing serious.
No, he's their #1 draft choice, and he is a big guy at 6'5", 355. 255 these days, Randy, isn't big for a tight end.
He's right in the middle of the screen, just coming off the block.
Looks like he's going to be okay. Jogging off, and that's good news.
Well, he absolutely was held / tackled to the ground. That's why his knee got hurt. The offensive lineman was groveling at his feet, grabbing his legs. I mean, I understand second effort, but come on.
Browns went heavy for D-line in the draft. They got 2 starters, Taylor, their #1, and Jabal Sheard, a pass rusher from Pitt. Second-round draft choice. Second down coming up now. Kenny taken down. Jamie Mitchell. He's the guy that'll be credited with the sack, but they got pressure in, forcing him up. A 4-yard loss on the play.
Watch the snap, but watch Jabal Sheard, the rookie you were just talking about out of Pitt. They're going to put Anthony Fasano on him, the tight end. please. Mitchell gets the sack, but that's absolutely caused by the rookie in a bad matchup. You put a tight end against a guy that can move like that, you're asking to get your quarterback knocked.
He had his first sack last week as a rookie at Indianapolis against the Colts. Now in the 3rd and long play. Well executed. Devon Bess over the middle of the field, a 17-yard gain and a first down for the Dolphins.
Well, as bad as the protection was on the last play, it's beautiful there. Gives Henny just enough time. He coolly stays in the pocket and delivers that one right in stride to Bess. Beautiful play by the Dolphins.
It was indeed a thing of beauty. Clock winding down now to the 2-minute warning. This will be the last play before it. And a good weaving run by the 6'1", 228-pound rookie, Daniel Thomas. 2 minutes to play in the first half. We're tied at 7 and the Dolphins are driving. Back to Cleveland Browns Stadium. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Game tied 7-7. Dolphins scored first. Browns countered. Both on touchdown throws. Chad Henne had quarterback on this 2nd down and 6 play, having a very, very strong day. 14 of 16 throwing, 179 and a touchdown. And they go to the power run, and getting low is Daniel Thomas. Randy, he's got that low pad level they talk about.
Yeah, that's some smart play calling because Cleveland was in a 2-man look, so they had the 2 deep safeties. There's only 7 guys in the box for Dick Duron's defense. And if you look at it down below, just at level, you see another kind of high wobbly snap, but that ball is great with the push up front and only 7 defenders for the run.
And they're right on the edge of the red zone, just outside the 20-yard line. First trip there, they ended up in a touchdown. And he looks, swings underneath, beautifully executed. On a crossing pattern, he gets the ball to Brian Hartline. With that phenomenal catch in this drive, a 31-yard catch, getting both feet in somehow. 12-yard gain.
Don, another completion back behind Brandon Marshall, dragging Hartline from the near slot right behind Marshall. There's been open spaces behind Brandon Marshall in that matchup with Hayden all day.
Marshall, as you know, Randy, they love in the red zone. They could be throwing jump balls out that way.
Him or Hartline. We've already seen Hartline.
Henne. It wasn't Marshall, but a really good defense. He tipped it away.
Well, there's that matchup again. We called it a marquee matchup for a reason. There's Joe Hayden giving him space. He closes. Look at the left hand. Bang. He gets it out of there, and I don't even know if he hit it, but it was such a distraction to Marshall. There's no way he could track the ball all the way to his hands. Beautiful defensive play.
Textbook. Hayden saves the score, but it's 2nd and goal.
I'd go up high to Hartline, top of the screen. He's got one-on-one coverage. See what he can do on the outside.
To the run. And hard-running rookie Daniel Thomas takes it at the Browns and down close to the 5-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and goal from there. Take a look here, Randy, at this marquee matchup.
And it really has been hand-to-hand combat early, jostling, pushing, almost like a defensive end and an offensive tackle trying to work against each other. No one's really got the better of it. Hayden's made his plays. Brandon Marshall already has, 4 catches.
When we talked to Joe Hayden on Friday, asked him what's the toughest route to defend. He said a 10-yard comeback and go. Player goes down 10 yards, comes back on the ball, then pivots and sprints downfield.
Now Marshall and Hartline change sides. Hartline's bottom of the screen. He's got man-on-man coverage.
3rd and goal. If they don't hit this, it'll be a field goal try. Way off target. Again, the coverage by the Browns was standout. And so it will be a field goal attempt. Now Dan Carpenter comes out. He's not been having a lot of luck this season. He's 3 of 5, missed a 51-yarder today, and as mentioned, had a 22-yarder blocked by Houston last week and missed a 34-yarder.
There's some really nice defense. 3 of the 4 defensive backs locked up in man coverage. Chad Henne had nowhere to go with that ball, Don. That was coming up at a big time. And again, red zone problems for the Dolphins.
But they do get 3 and break the tie. So the Dolphins take the lead for the 2nd time in the game. Snap, set down, everything right on time. And it's a 10-7 game. Makes for a happy coach. Tony Sperano in his 4th year.
And we mentioned how much pressure Tony Sperano is under, and that's pretty common knowledge. And during the offseason, why wouldn't he be under pressure? His owner made every effort to try to get Jim Harbaugh from Stanford before he went to the 49ers, and it wasn't a secret. They start 0-2. There's a lot of disgruntled fans in Miami, and he needs a win right here. They've got a game on the road here. They've got a bye after week 4. They're on the road next week.
I was a stranger. They took me in. They liked the road. 6-2 last year.
Yeah, but in the last 2 years, being 1-9 at home in Miami, where it was supposed to be a home field advantage to play, not only is that inexcusable,
and nobody has a reason, Randy. You ask anybody, they don't know why they've had such little success at home. Scrine brings it out, gets out across the 15, and time is now of the essence. 22 seconds left to play in the half. Coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report.
Yeah, I think with this offense, the fact that it's only been 9 weeks, the fact that Colt McCoy and most of his teammates are brand new in this thing, you're going to do just what you're seeing him do right here. You kneel down. Do not do anything dumb with the ball.
And kneel down they do. Go to the locker room, down by 3. That's the end of the first half of the score. The Miami Dolphins 10, the Cleveland Browns 7. Big factors in this game. Really good offensive line play by the Dolphins and quarterbacking. Behind that good offensive line play by Chad Henne, 15 of 19 for 191 yards and a touchdown. We'll be back with the Sprint Halftime Report. But first, this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. At the half, the Dolphins lead the Browns by a count of 10-7. And now let's take a look at the NFL mobile recap presented by Verizon. It's the Colt McCoy touchdown pass, 33 yards, a terrific catch by Joshua Cribbs for an early 7-0 lead. That actually tied the game then. Don Criqui with Randy Cross. Looking at the overall numbers, the Dolphins have a tremendous advantage in overall numbers, time of possession, yardage. Henne having a great day, but only a 3-point lead to show for it.
And we talked in the open about good Henne, bad Henne.
Yeah.
Well, the first half was all good Henne. Chad Henne got the ball to 7 different receivers, moved around in the pocket, picked his receivers well. This is a great conceived play and perfectly executed screen pass to Daniel Thomas for that touchdown. And really, it's been kind of quiet from Brandon Marshall. A lot of that is Joe Hayden has done a very nice job defending him.
He's done a terrific job. The marquee matchup. And as we look at the first half numbers, big advantage in total yards for the Dolphins on the road. Turnover count is even. Jimmy Wilson making the big play for the Dolphins. They took a 7-0 lead soon after. Touchdown throw to Daniel Thomas by Henne.
And the good news for Cleveland Browns fans is Miami played that well, and you're only down by 3 points. And your offense basically wasn't in attendance for a good bit of this half.
Right now, the kickoff hit downfield, and after thinking about it, faking a move, Buster Scrine says, nah, we'll take the touchback.
When it's deep in the middle, think about it. When it's deep way off to the side like that, you've got an extra 20, 30 yards to run to get back to your blockers.
Very interesting. You can tell how many kickoffs I returned.
That's a little bit of a theme there. A turnover on the first possession with a bad interception. Punt, 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 a little half, and that touchdown pass to Cribbs. They have been uneven at best on offense.
Only a total of 3 penalties in the game. McCoy, timing throw, right on the sure hands of Joshua Cribbs out to the 32-yard line. Cribbs, a tremendous player and a great part of the greater Cleveland community. I don't know, he's involved in more charities than you can count.
Well, that 12-yard play is a little bit, tells you what Cribbs does well. Get him the ball in air. He's such a good kick returner. Get him the ball where he can kind of be a returner, and that takes pressure off of Hardesty, the running back in there for Peyton Hillis, out with a strep throat.
Yeah, Hillis was sent home this morning. He came down with it Friday. And look at this run by Hardesty. Stepping center stage today. Hardesty is a second-year runner, a number 2 pick a year ago, missed the whole season, injured in a preseason game with an ACL injury, and now he's really getting his first real long look.
And when we talked to him Friday, we had some sort of a inkling that Hillis was sick. He didn't go to practice on Friday, and this kid was so excited. He's done a heck of a job in his first real experience.
Hillis with a strep throat condition, unable to play. Hardesty runs again. Rashad Jones makes the step along with Carlos Danby for the Dolphins.
And that's the kind of right at you start that this Cleveland offense needed. Getting the ball out to Cribbs quick, letting Hardesty pound away. The offensive line living up to Pat Shurmur's expectations. It's what this West Coast offense needs. It needs a little rhythm. It needs a little run.
Yep, timing, a lot of the yardage coming on yards after the catch. Shorter patterns, a lot of them crossing patterns. Here's a crossing pattern, an open receiver. And going down close to the Dolphin 40-yard line is Ben Watson, the sure-handed tight end. 15-yard gain on the play.
Well, when you get a running play and it's effective, you can bring your tight end from way over here and bring him across the field because you're getting the protection. You're dragging the tight end. That's a staple of the West Coast offense. Just think back through the years, and Pat Shurmur, coming here from Philadelphia, had some really good tight ends with the Eagles.
And he's using his tight end well today, and so is the quarterback. And here is a breakaway run. Hardesty working and thriving. He's a very motivated guy, getting his chance in the NFL, which he dreamed about. Missed his whole first season. He's been the go-to guy in this drive. That's an 18-yard run.
A little bit quicker running back than Peyton Hillis. Very strong, despite the fact, Don, he's down 10 pounds from last year. He said he went home to Knoxville. He did his rehab there. He's in as good a condition as he's been. He goes, I'm actually faster than I was last year.
As he put it, I'm running free. Now we have a false start.
False start, number 82, offense. 5-yard penalty.
Anderson.
Still first down.
Our referee.
False start on the veteran Ben Watson. And you get the ball right there at the doorstep of the red zone. That's the part of the field you've got to be error-free. You can't afford mental mistakes in the red zone.
Hardesty now at 9 carries for 56 yards, 5.2 per carry. McCoy gets time again, checks down underneath. And then that crossing pattern to the tight end, Ben Watson, and the Dolphins are not covering it. Gain of almost 9 on the play. 14 where they put it after the false start yardage.
Well, it's pretty simple. You give him a look with the running back going one way, and that's the same side that the tight end starts at. You drag the tight end across. If it's a zone that you're looking at, and Pat Shurmur knows, zone means tight end running free, and that means yards.
Yards it was. Now they have second down and a long 1, almost 2. Hardesty, Dolphins all over that. No gap to cut back in. Kendall Langford, who from the coaching staff has been getting very good grades at defensive end for the Dolphins. He makes the stop, number 70.
Anytime you can make a running back sort of hiccup and hesitate, you're doing a heck of a job defensively, and that's what the Dolphins did. They kept their shoulders even with Hardesty's all the way across the line, there was nowhere for him to cut back into Tony Sperano's defense.
Well, you've always talked, Randy, about in this league you can make one move. You can't make two as a runner.
One if you're lucky, they'll be able to.
If you're lucky. Third down now. Browns need two. McCoy feathers a ball in and good defense. Jeremiah Bell slaps the ball down. Jeremiah was kind of disappointed this week in his teammates. He thought they had kind of a hangdog look in practice, but then the practices really picked up in tempo and intensity, and the Dolphins came out looking like a good football team from the start today.
Look at Hardesty doing a heck of a job on the blitz. Coming on the outside was Jared Odrick. Cuts him right down, gives Colt McCoy time to throw it. It wasn't complete, but there's basically a rookie picking up a blitz. A nice thing to see if you're a coach.
And on 4th and 2, Dawson sets up for a field goal. It's on the way and good. And for a second time today, the game is tied. Now it's 10-all. So a straight on field goal, routine for Dawson. And the Browns will kick off when we come back. Welcome back to Cleveland. Don Criqui with Randy Cross. A very big play now. 3rd and 12 for the Dolphins in this 10-10 game. Line to gain is the Dolphin 17-yard line. Henne under center. Blitzers come. He does well to save being sacked in the end zone. There's a penalty marker. Holding in the end zone's a safety if that's the call.
I think it was Jake Long.
If it's the call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, contact with force to the quarterback's head. 15 yards penalty is on number 51. First down.
The Dolphins move on.
Called against Chris Gokong, the linebacker. Contact with force against the quarterback's head.
Contact to the quarterback's head with force.
Let's see where that is. Oh, there it is right there. That was Jabal Sheard, the rookie. Slammed right into the head of Henne. Wasn't a face mask, but it was definitely a shot to the head.
Hey, this Henne, they didn't get the credit for it. He's a tough guy, and he never complains.
You know, you don't coach against a call like that. You don't tell Sheard, hey, you got to be more careful. Just keep coming. Keep laying waste.
The Dolphins get out to their 20. Thomas runs into the right side of the Browns defense. They're looking to strip the ball. There's been a turnover each way in this game. He gets the face mask, Randy, no question.
Watch the ball. Looks like he's about to throw. He's trying to move it. Sheard comes through and just gives him the eye chop right across the grill. Nice call by Walt Anderson, our referee. I do know one thing else, though. Jake Long at left tackle is having a little bit of an issue right now pass blocking.
The ball Sheard's against him. Over the middle throw. Good move after the catch on 2nd and 8. They get 9 to the Dolphins and a first down. Daniel Thomas with the catch. You'll remember his 10-yard touchdown pass play. Teaming up with Henne. Open the scoring.
Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator of the Dolphins, who had the same post last year here in Cleveland, has done a very nice job play calling wise of mixing things up and keeping this Browns defense for most of the first half off balance.
The chess game goes on. Daniel Thomas running. They're going more, Randy, to big backs now. We haven't seen much of Reggie Bush after the earlier fumble. Manage all of your CBS Sports fantasy football teams on your mobile device. Download the free app today at cbssports.com/mobile.
That's where I play fantasy. I've got Brandon Marshall, bottom of the screen here at wide receiver on my team. He's only got 3 catches so far.
Daniel Thomas runs. I wonder who anybody started Chad Henne today. He's having a best day in a long time.
I imagine he's owned in quite a few leagues. And, you know, Chad Henne, for all the abuse he took in the offseason about which quarterback we're going to get into Miami. Come on. Fans wanted to know something sexy. They wanted to know something new. You know, the word was Orton. There were all kinds of other names mentioned. and he really handled it extremely well. Even a Carson Palmer out of Cincinnati was mentioned.
Well, as John Elway once said, quarterbacking is about converting third downs. They need almost 4 to convert this one. Blitzers. Henny, he'll get it himself. He can motor. Those linebackers, they close fast. That was Gokong at 260 pounds who ran him down. But Henny on 3rd and about 4 breaks a 7-yard run for a first down.
You know, just keep an eye on the coverage. Watch the coverage and watch it drop. And when it starts dropping and Chad Henne gets there, gets to the back, his 3rd step, 1, 2, 3. He sees he's not going to get a completion. He sees all the defensive backs with their backs to him.
Boy, these are just come right at you. No fair dodge in football. Daniel Thomas, he takes people on.
That's right up Daniel Thomas's alley. I mean, he played at Kansas State for Bill Snyder, and that was his style in college, and that's still his style. He's got some pretty good quicks, but he doesn't mind the contact part of the game. He's a little bit like a smaller version of Peyton Hillis, the Browns back who's out with strep throat.
Another thing to like about Chad Henne, Randy, is 9-5 as a starter on the road. Last 14 starts on the road. Now we're going to have a timeout signal by the Dolphins.
Nope, a false start.
Oh, a false start will set them back to 2nd and 10.
False start. Number 80.
Yes, indeed.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
left early.
You mentioned Henne's record away from Miami. He's as good as some of the best quarterbacks in the league when you're talking about what's he going to do for my team when he's on the road. His winning percentage is right up there.
Hand off to the run. Power driving run. Reggie Bush bounces to the outside and gets very close to a first down.
I think he got it.
Big play by Bush, 11 yards where they have the ball marked. It's a first down.
And that's right where you want Reggie Bush. Nice job on the outside. Hartline gets a block inside. Then they're peeling back, getting blocks, and then it's all up to Reggie. You got to make the first guy miss, and he's still one of the best guys in the league at making that first guy miss.
Keeping him in the lineup. That's an essential part of it. He's missed 20 games with injuries in the last 4 seasons. Long ball, receiver out there. Ball is caught. Brian Hartline. Ohio State's own with a 38-yard reception.
Brian Hartline working over there against Sheldon Brown on the defensive right, offensive left. And Brown's going to see a lot more action because Joe Hayden's doing a good job on Brandon Marshall.
He's doing a really good job.
Why not go that way?
75.
Nate Garner, the offensive tackle, is coming in at tight end, lined up at right tight end.
First and goal in a tie game, late 3rd quarter. Thomas cutting back. Hartline, Randy, with some terrific numbers. 4 receptions for 86 yards.
If you can get that matchup on a regular basis, which they've gotten earlier in goal line and red zone looks, where Hartline's matched up with Sheldon Brown on the outside, you've got to make him pay for it. Because Brandon Marshall is not separating in these conditions against Joe Hayden. Bottom of the screen is Hartline and Brown.
Dolphins in the red zone. 2nd and goal in the tie game. Henne checking down. Wide ball. He did well to be able to play again. Jabal Sheard is coming hard off the edge and getting there. Pass rushing.
That's Sheard coming, working against Jake Long. Mitchell coming from the other side. And here's what's going on with Hayden and Marshall. There's nothing to throw to there. They've got him underneath with Scott Fujita, the linebacker. A little over-under on Marshall. They're taking him away. Marshall's in the slot, top of the screen.
One of the big plays of the game, 3rd and goal. And Henne, who scored on that against the Patriots in the opener, the quarterback draw. That time staying at home We're the Browns, and they shut it down.
How about big Phil Taylor? He looked like he was playing the draw, and he played it perfectly. I think we might have Brandon Marshall with a little frustration penalty. He's been shut down, and it's not sitting well with him right now.
And you'll recall this drive was
After
kept
the
alive.
Play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 19, offense. That'll be a 15-yard penalty, and it's 4th down.
This drive was kept alive by a 15-yard penalty on 3rd and long.
Well, there's Joe Hayden. Well, that's not Joe Hayden. Look at Marshall with that late hit. Mike Adams, he does I mean, that's just a cheap shot. The ball's already been tackled.
Pops Adams, they call him. He's usually very much under control.
Now a 41-yarder. Having the ball on the 5-yard line has now turned into a 41-yard field goal attempt.
Particularly with a kicking game that so far this year has been an adventure for the Dolphins, a field goal game.
Will he yank this one too?
Well hit. On time, through the uprights. And for a 3rd time today, the Dolphins take the lead. This time it's 13-10. For a 3rd time today, the Browns try to rally from behind. They're down to the Dolphins 13-10. 2:29 to play. 3rd quarter. Starks messing things up there as so far McCoy has hit 8 of 19 for 115 yards. Hardesty was the go-to runner today, and overall a good performance, Randy.
Well, it really has been 10 carries for 56 yards, over 5.5 yards a carry, and when they've blocked for him, he's really done a nice job. He's impressed me with 2 things, though, for basically a rookie running back. He's picked up the blitz, and he's controlled the football really well.
Picking up the blitz is huge. McCoy delivers a throw a bit off target to Ben Watson. He had Watson, Randy's been running wide open a lot today.
If he puts that on his right shoulder above his eyes where he can just pluck it. Look at 82 Ben Watson. Put it above his right shoulder, above his eyes. He catches it, he plucks it out of the air, and he just keeps going. But Ben Watson has to come around. He's got to turn backwards, and he wasn't up to that challenge.
So it brings up 3rd and 10 now as McCoy goes into the shotgun standing at his 15. Blitzer, all-out blitz. Didn't quite have enough pop on the ball going for Massaquoi, who's been very quiet today. He's a dangerous receiver.
Might be another hit to the head on the quarterback. They finished him off.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 37, defense.
Jeremiah
Contact
Bell.
with the quarterback's helmet. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
I mean, they brought the blitz. I just talked about Montario Hardesty. Watch the running back step up and get the blitz. He gets the linebacker. Jeremiah Bell comes in. That right hand just whacks Colt McCoy. Watch his right arm. Watch his head. You know, it seems ticky-tack, but you got to know if you're a defender, you can't get your hands up to block a pass, yes, but don't get him near the quarterback's head.
It's the rule. You can't go to the head. It's a personal foul. Hardesty on a 1st down carry gets about 2. Dansby fills the gap nicely.
And now that's the last 2 drives on offense, one for the Dolphins, one for the Browns. That's extended by a blow to the head on the quarterback. Miami was backed up about their own 4.5-yard line when they got that one, and this one takes Colt McCoy in this offense out of a pretty good hole.
It was a big hole. Now McCoy under center. Here's another blitz. Beautifully executed. Gets the ball to Alex Smith. He extends and looks to have a 1st down. We'll see what the spot as he does.
You got to remember when Alex Smith was down in Tampa, he was a pretty good pass receiver at tight end. All the way from the left side, he crosses under the linebackers. There's no one to pick him up, and he fights through that one tackle attempt by Sheldon Brown. But Smith, after a year of just blocking, is getting to catch some passes.
Got a good one there, and now stretch run. Hardesty turns the corner. Penalty marker comes in.
That's going to be a hold against Alex Smith, lined up at tight end.
Smith is trying to sell his case.
It's too late now.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking to the wrong man. The referee didn't throw the flag.
Flag's on the ground. So that stops the clock with 1:06 to play in the third quarter.
Holding, number 81, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, here's Alex Smith. Watch the outside shoulder of the defender. Usually that's a telltale place to see. Cameron Wake, you got the right hand. I don't know if that was a hold. I'll be honest with you. Wake was trying to get away. I don't think Alex Smith held him.
The old adage is only holding if you get caught. McCoy. Evan Moore, a very big target. Another of those tight ends from Stanford that the Browns have. Alex Smith the other. Gain of 11. Now let's swing to New York as the scoreboard is changing around the league.
A Tom Brady pick sets up Buffalo this way, Coach.
And Randy, I've always liked offense. How about this? Scott Chandler catching his touchdown pass from Fitzpatrick. Maybe their answer, like Rob Gronkowski to Brady.
Bill Cowher listening to Randy Cross. Don Criqui and Randy Cross.
All right, Coach. All right. I got you.
Thank you, JB. Right now, it's 2nd down and 9. Rush is coming. Ball comes in high. Target was Greg Little. This guy could be a real good player. Saw him in college. Now it's the end of the third quarter. The score: Miami 13 and Cleveland 10. Now a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. The fourth quarter commences at Cleveland Brown Stadium. Don Criqui with Randy Cross. The Browns with a 3rd and 9 coming up. 10 of Colt McCoy's completions. That's how many he has today. 6 of them have gone to tight ends. Live ball. His arm was coming forward. We'll see.
I don't know. I don't know.
The official runs with the play. It's usually a sign it's a live ball.
Well, the referee's still standing there.
Well, yeah, obviously it's going to be looked at.
I tell you, Cameron Wake did a great job.
The ruling on the field was an incomplete pass. It's 4th down.
The first question you'd ask, if the ball's coming forward out of his hands and it came 10 yards forward, how could he not have a throwing motion?
Oh, it was absolutely, the ball was moving forward.
This has to be scrutinized. Right now, play is stopped. Or is it?
Now they were getting ready.
Yeah,
they came out in a fake look. It was an incomplete forward pass caused by Cameron Wake.
So Devon Bess is back now. Directional punt to the right here, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. So the Browns are down at home.
Look, everybody knows which way the price of gas is going, okay? You don't need a bunch of donut eaters at a focus group to tell you that. But only the engineers at Ford seem to get it, because they gave the 2011 F-150 the most power and the absolute best fuel economy. So now, you won't be put in a chokehold every time you fill up. City, highway, dirt, sand, gravel, F-150 gets the best mileage. Chew on that. This is the future. This is the Ford F-150.
What part of the chicken is nugget? We're KFC. Our cooks don't make nuggets. They make popcorn chicken. Real 100% off-the-bone premium breast meat. Now you can try a large order for just $2.99. Today tastes so good.
Home sweet home.
Home Fast 5, October 4th.
Looking for life insurance can feel like a jungle of ifs. If I'll finally get the coverage my family deserves. if it's something we can afford. To steer clear of the confusion, go to MetLife.com. In less than 5 minutes, you'll get straight answers, like how much life insurance you really need and how much it costs. So no matter where you end up buying, you'll make the best decision for your family. Get guarantees for the if in life from MetLife. Call 1-888-MET-LIFE for your free quote with no pressure or obligation.
Opportunity is knocking at your door.
Buy and sell tickets safely and securely at NFL.com Ticket Exchange.
You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Back at Cleveland Brown Stadium, the Miami Dolphins looking for a breakthrough win in this new season. Leading by a field goal and with the ball, 1st and 10. Henne stands in against a blitz. Checks down underneath. And Brandon Marshall, another of those West Coast offense crossing patterns, good for a 9-yard gain.
Well, it was very well conceived because Joe Hayden, again, Marshall lines up in the slot. Watch Hayden get lost in the wash coming across. He couldn't stay with Brandon Marshall.
75 is reported
because of the crossing patterns. Remember, he's had some problems in that opener with cramps and whatnot, and that looked to be something in his calf.
On the 2nd and 1, Daniel Thomas bull rushes, gets the 1st down out to the 35-yard line. Val Sheard, lead tackler.
As Marshall crosses, the problem really doesn't come until he's going out of bounds. Right there with that slight little hop, and you're being helped. He's been shut down pretty good. That's only his 4th catch of the day.
And Hayden has given away a lot of size to Marshall. Toss pitch, stretch run, a cutback move. Reggie Bush, where he likes it in space for a moment, then the Browns close it off. T.J. Ward, strong safety, makes the stop.
You know, on that last play, Brandon Marshall and Joe Hayden were all the way on the backside of the play, but suddenly, because of that cut, they became the onside of the play. Watch the early contact is kind of a, well, we're sort of blocking. And now suddenly the cut comes, and now you're onside. And Marshall did a very nice job of staying with Joe Hayden.
A lot of grabbing going on out there.
It's like O lineman and D lineman.
2nd down throw. No, it's not. Henne pulls it down, tries to get yards with his feet. And he's quickly shut down. Ataba Rubin was there to get him.
Well, Ataba Rubin and Phil Taylor up front, the defensive tackles. Watch the middle of this defense collapse. Little game working. Rubin's going against Pouncey. You know, that'll go in as a sack for Rubin, and Pouncey will feel bad about it, but that was excellent coverage down the field, and that's the 5th sack of Chad Henne.
They've been building the sack count, the Browns pass rush. That Jabal Sheard, he's coming every down.
That's what Mike Holmgren, the new president here, says. You got to have pass rush to compete in this division.
Henne looking for the 12th man, the sideline. It's a clean hit. He's a live commodity. Usama Young, who had an interception last week.
We got a flag down in the middle of the field, right in that part of the field that's usually defensive illegal contact or holding.
Holding, number 21, defense. 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run. 1st down.
And Usama Young had best be a little bit more careful launching himself the way he does here. See at the end, kind of head first launched, going for the head of Henne. And Tony Sparano obviously was of the opinion that he was in the act of sliding and that the contact was illegal. I disagree. He didn't get a chance to get down before it was contact.
Last Sunday, the Browns defense forced 2 4th-quarter turnovers by the Colts that led to 2 Cleveland field goals in the Browns win. Here's the markers being fired in.
Oh, great job by Chris Gokong on the blitz. He caused John Jerry to grab him.
Holding, number 74, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Yeah, that was a nice call by Dick Duran. And watch Chris Gokong coming from the middle of this defense, working against 74, John Jerry. Jerry just sees him, and he gets a chest full of shoulder pad and pulls him back. It was pretty easy to tell by Walt Anderson. It's looking right straight down, and Dick Jauron has kept this young defense very aggressive against Miami.
Yeah, he's been sending people.
That would have been their 6th sack, Don, if not for that hold.
Already 5. Browns really shut the door on that. Go Kong, lead hitter, 51. Nowhere to go for Reggie Bush. He is not a tackle breaker. He's an open field guy. Daniel Thomas is their tackle breaker. There's a loss of 3 yards on the play.
Well, open field does not mean when you get the ball, there's a linebacker about 3 yards away from you looking at you going, make a move, go ahead, I dare you. Nice play by Gokong coming off the attempted block and folding back into Reggie's face. Got to go to Hartline here. I don't think Marshall's going to be open. Looks like they're going to double him at the top of the screen.
Hartline's caught 4 for 86. Hey, this guy, he can hit the gap. Daniel Thomas, straight ahead.
You know, for every marquee matchup and every great receiver, a guy like Brandon Marshall, on the other side, there has to be somebody doing some business. And Brian Hartline, Don, has done a wonderful job at toe tapping in some cases, crossing in others, and just making circus catches. Generally overall, huh?
Hey, he's been terrific. And the Dolphins continue to lead in the 4th quarter. A 3rd and long coming up now, though. They need 16. Check down. Browns defenders keep it in front. And the Dolphins have to punt.
Well, here's a case of very nice defense by the Cleveland Browns. Now you need discipline in the way of catching punts, because going back to catch it is going to be Jordan Norwood. Brandon Fields will be kicking. Better get a good decision out of your returner here, Don.
I tell you, this guy can unload, right? This Brandon Fields, man.
Can he kick a dead ball knuckler?
Let's find out. Let me kick it out of the stadium. That's a good-looking placement punt.
It's going to bite. Oh, it did.
Gee. Look at the official right there. Perfect perspective. And the ball is down as the Dolphins special teamers have something to clap about. That's as good as you can do it. This guy's going to end up in the Pro Bowl, this kid.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. The 2011 Ford F-150. Built Ford tough. And by National Car Rental. Go national. Go like a pro.
We're back to Cleveland Brown Stadium. Time of possession does not show up on the scoreboard, but the Dolphins have possessed the ball today 34 minutes and 24 seconds, more than double what the Browns have had, 15 minutes and 59 seconds.
And for the 2nd time today, Cleveland's pinned inside their own 5 by a perfect punt.
By Brandon Fields. Browns just struggling for room to operate. Give it to Owen Marisic, the rookie fullback from Stanford.
Well, special teams are so huge. It's almost the forgotten 3rd phase for most teams, but that is a wonderful job, not only by Fields, but more importantly, you look at the job that Nate Jones does, not only downing it, but, you know, getting it down before he actually was in the end zone. And he just joined the team Tuesday.
Yeah, just called in. McCoy looking deep, lots of time. Nothing open deep. Batted down it is. The Dolphins struggling to win this game. They know too well that an 0-3 start in the NFL usually means over and out from a playoff standpoint. They're on the road where they've done so well last season. One of the best in the NFL as a road team, the Dolphins, 6-2.
Nowhere to go. You've got your back staying in to block, and Montario Hardesty, your fullback, Marisic, was in the middle, but he was covered, and so was your tight end, Watson. Now timeout by the Dolphins, Don.
This is the first charge timeout.
Timeout it is.
Miami.
Game moving along quickly. 8:55 to play. Ready to go. Back at Cleveland. Browns down by 3, deep in their own end.
Showing blitz.
They are. They come with 4. Oh, that could be interference.
Yeah, it is.
Drive stays alive. Interference call on the Dolphins. Nolan Carroll, the guilty party.
Working against Josh Cribbs. Climbed his back.
Pass interference, number 28. Defense. First down.
Going back to last year at Miami, Nolan Carroll had a ball in his hands that would have gone back for a touchdown. Interception try. He dropped it.
That's pretty easy to call there, Don, huh? You close on it that blatantly, make that contact before the ball's even thinking about getting it.
No question. Browns winning at Miami last year 13-10. Hardesty running the ball. But they need downfield plays. Randy Starks on the stop.
Well, realistically, Don, there's going to be about 8.5 minutes to go in this game after they snap this next play. They need to do what they're doing right now. They need to be methodical. They need to hold on to the ball, and they need to get points. They don't need to get greedy and jab it down the field, because that for them will probably mean they make a big mistake.
And of course they need to get that swagger back, which the Miami defense has done today. McCoy. That's almost a late hit.
That was a late hit.
Went to the head.
That was a late hit by Igor Olshansky, also signed this week along with Nate Jones.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 95, defense. Contact to the quarterback's helmet while he was on the ground. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Two key parts of that. Contact to the helmet, and Wiley is on the ground. Watch Olshansky come in. And a little right cross, right elbow into the side of the helmet of Colt McCoy. What they used to refer to as giving him the business.
Ken Dreith, the referee, with that famous call. Yep. Igor Olshansky's got to have a lot of frequent flyer miles. He's been all over the league. Hardesty hits the gap. 9-yard gain. Coming up on the Subway postgame show, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show.
Hey, you know, Don, you remember how slow that one play that Hardesty ran, hit the line, and the corner was able to get it from the backside. In fact, it was Will Allen. That time it was Sean Smith coming from the bottom of the screen trying to chase it backside, but the play hit much quicker. Hardesty made his decision. He was gone.
He's a smart football player. And he's very wise. He didn't get in there on a 2nd and short, but he had both arms on the ball because he knows the Dolphins are hunting it. Hardesty continues to get more and more calls.
We'll watch the penetration coming from the defensive right side. Olshansky is there. The nose tackle, Solai, is there. He never really had a chance. The smartest thing he could do is put two hands on the ball and go down without losing it.
A workmanlike day for Hardesty. 14 carries, 67 yards.
3rd and short. Move the pocket and get it to a tight end.
Blitzers. That's another foul. Well, they rule it clean apparently. No flag.
I don't know. That's Evan Moore. They're tied in. I thought Sean Smith was climbing his back to try to get that ball in front of him.
So now for the Browns, time becoming a factor. They need a 3-and-out stop as the Dolphins hold to a 13-10 lead.
It may have been fractionally early, but I think it was more good defense than anything else. Good non-call.
Knuckleball hit downfield, living danger. He picks it up on the one hop, does Devon Best. And returns it very well out to the 41-yard line of the Dolphins. 40-yard punt, but a 15-yard return. Maeva makes the stop.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Droid Bionic, made from machines to rule all machines, only at Verizon. And by Subway Restaurants. Try the new Oven Crisp Chicken, always baked, never fried.
Back to Cleveland Brown Stadium. Dolphins with the ball, fourth quarter, and a 3-point lead for Miami. Daniel Thomas runs it. He's been the go-to back. The Browns defense we mentioned earlier forced 2 fourth-quarter turnovers by the Colts last week. Dick Girano makes the defensive calls, the coordinator, and it led to Browns field goals.
Yeah, simply put, they need to bow up, and they need to bow up now. They can't even give up a field goal, because I don't know if this Browns offense is capable right now of scoring a touchdown from a long drive. This defense needs to put it up immediately.
Game clock a factor, 5:43 to play. Cut back by Thomas, a really good run and 4 new downs now for the Dolphins. A 9-yard gain.
There's that job they did last week in the fourth quarter, Don, you were just talking about. But that lack of tackling you just saw from the Browns defense is not any part of that sort of a performance in a fourth quarter. Gokong couldn't come close to wrapping up the Miami Dolphins rookie running back Daniel Thomas.
This Daniel Thomas, Randy, he gets stronger as the game goes on. He's breaking tackles.
This is a fine.
Takes it inside the 45-yard line, right into Rubin.
Remember the amount of money that the Miami Dolphins spent earlier this year signing Reggie Bush. And the publicity around that is, hey, he's going to be an every down back, which he'd never been at New Orleans. But, man, are they lucky they've got this Daniel Thomas, because Reggie's much more of an implied threat with the run and a big threat with the pass.
Yeah, since he came into the league in 06, Reggie Bush has caught more passes than any back in the league. That's his strength. Roll out by Henne, very mobile, and he shows it.
That might be another penalty late.
It's borderline.
Yeah, it is.
Jeez.
They threw the flag. Phil Taylor put a shoulder into Henne's head as he slid.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 98, defense. Hitting a quarterback after a slide. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And key word in that term by Walt Anderson is after the slide, because he'd clearly gone down. And when a quarterback slides, remember, he's giving himself up, and he's declaring, I'm down now.
75 is reported as eligible.
And granted, D linemen, defenders can't defy the rules of gravity.
No,
he can't defy the rules of gravity. He was going down anyway. But you can't just finish a guy off like that.
Well, it's in the rule book. When a player slides feet first, he declares himself down and can't be hit. Down to the 20 goes Daniel Thomas. Mitchell stops him, but the Dolphins, aided by these penalty calls against the Browns, drive on with a 3-point lead. And the game clock winding under 4 minutes before the next snap of the ball.
Yeah, this offensive line, though, of Colombo, Carey, Pouncey, Incognito, and Jake Long on this drive have basically said, 8 minutes or so left, game's on us. Let us just drill the ball down the field. And that's something near and dear to Tony Sperano's heart, being the old line coach he is.
Yeah, he's not embarrassed to call himself an offensive line guru. And he was. Now he's the head coach, and here's a spinning move. Browns looking for that ball. Bush carries. He's fumbled once and lost it today. His strength as a receiver, he can beat linebacker coverage. They can't.
30-second timeout.
Well, he made Scott Fujita miss in the hole. And luckily for Fujita, DeQuell Jackson was right behind him to make that tackle. You know, both these coaches are O-line guys.
Yeah.
Pat Shurmur's an old center. You mentioned him being on the Michigan State Rose Bowl team.
Yeah.
He's an old offensive lineman.
Beat USC. He was a co-captain. Browns take a timeout. They have 2 left. Pat Shurmur seeing the clock working against his Browns. They lost a game they really felt they should have won on opening day to the Cincinnati Bengals. Went on the road and beat the Colts in Indianapolis last week. And now they need to get the ball back. And if these guys hit a field goal, these Dolphins, they're going to need the touchdown.
Hartline top of the screen, Marshall in the slot.
Third down, here come the rushers. Off target to Bess. Fourth down. And a field goal try.
There's nothing wrong with that decision by Chad Henne. Actually, that should be applauded. He had nothing or no one to get the ball to. And just throwing it in the general direction of Bess, hoping Bess to get that catch, was the best he could do. Just let Carpenter set up for the field goal. A 6-point lead is almost like 10 points against the Browns offense right now.
Which has not been able to hit big plays. 38-yard field goal attempt. Dan Carpenter to try it. On the way. He spins it through. And the winless Dolphins edge closer to their first victory as they now extend to a 6-point lead. 3:23 to play.
Good snap, good placement, excellent kick by Carpenter. I don't think Tony Sperano is taking any sighs of relief at this point, but he knows how important that field goal was.
Yeah, Tony enjoyed it, and why wouldn't he?
Oh, he should enjoy this. Well, you know, I mean, if he was to get a win, this would be a big win for Tony Sperano, as much grief as he's taken in Miami in the market.
Well, we all remember, Randy, in 08, his first year, the Dolphins were 11-5 and won the division. Tonight on the season premiere of 60 Minutes, inside the best counter-terror team in the world, New York City's elite police force, plus the creators of South Park. 60 Minutes tonight, only CBS.
Miami's biggest problem to me, Don, is simple. I'm not sure if they're built to compete in their division. Built the right way to compete with the New Englands and the New York Jets. I just don't, you know, I look at their personnel, I look at them on tape. I just don't think they are, and that holds Sperano back.
Kickoff hit deep and out of the end zone. They had Joe Hayden back there, Randy, to run it back. He did a lot of that at Florida also.
You could put me or you back there when he kicks it over the end zone.
I ran into Urban Meyer this week and asked him how he's enjoying not coaching. He said, it's killing me. But he said, I feel a lot better. Who coached Joe Hayden for the Gators?
Big game on CBS this week. Alabama and Florida, with all that great speed down in Florida. And talk about young players. Colt McCoy, the second-year quarterback out of Texas, has got a lot of young players around him. They need some plays, and I mean big plays now.
Yep, they need downfield throws. Down by 6.
Chunks.
Chunk plays, they call them. They get the ball to Massaquoi, who's been well covered today. He's a big play receiver. That was good for 12 yards, and the Browns have a first down at their 32.
Well, that's a mini chunk. They'll be inside of 3 minutes to go by the time they snap this ball. Take your time still. Don't make a mental mistake.
Dolphin safety's way back. It's only underneath stuff. Greg Little. He was a top running back before he went to North Carolina in high school. He gets open field. He can go.
He's a heck of a physical specimen. He's one of those young receivers that needs to see more defense in front of him, though. Solve that puzzle of what he's looking at.
At his 6th catch of the year. Another timing throw. Wow, big play by Greg Little. Breaks the tackle, sprints for the first down, and gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
How about that strength he shows working against Will Allen? The veteran fills quickly, comes up to hit Greg Little, and Little just bends his body, never touches the ground, and gets himself those extra yards and a first down. Talk about Gumby. Lucky he's young and flexible.
McCoy, 3 for 3 on this drive. The Browns needing a touchdown drive. Down by 6. 2:25 to play. Screen pass. Dolphins defend it well. Hardesty's taken down by the veteran corner, Will Allen.
Get on the line of scrimmage right now. You've got 2nd and 9. Clock is heading towards the 2-minute warning. Inside of 2:10.
Now we're going to get to the 2-minute warning.
Yep.
Official blows the whistle.
Yes.
The 2-minute warning it is. Dolphins 16, Browns 10. Could be the last drive for Cleveland.
This is not only the master of all droids, it's the master of all machines. So powerful, anything you download on your computer is available on your droid Bionic. Instantly, wirelessly, at Verizon 4G LTE speed. Never sync with a cord again. The Droid Bionic by Motorola. Control it, and you control everything.
In 1 year, U.S. restaurants can produce up to 1.4 million pounds of grease. Bon appetit.
Skip the grease. Go for the breakthrough taste of the new Subway Oven Crisp Chicken. Always baked, never fried. Merely 7 grams of fat.
Rake in the savings with the Subway featured $5 footlong of September only. The turkey breast and Black Forest ham. With tender turkey, Black Forest ham, and piled high with whatever veggies you like. This September it joins our everyday $5 footlongs. Subway, eat fresh.
Yeah, so apparently the engineers who built the 2011 F-150 just got back from a road trip to the future with your new truck engine, okay? It's a bit of high-tech genius called EcoBoost, with stuff like direct injection and piston cooling jets. It kicks out power and fuel economy. Try 420 pound-feet of torque and, from our pals at the EPA, an estimated 22 highway miles per gallon. That's Eco and Boost. We got both, they don't. This is the future. This is the Ford F-150.
Tuesday, NCIS is all new.
Impressed?
Every time. Jump on it.
It's going over.
NCIS, then.
The DOD is under attack. Big Brother is watching. Are you getting paranoid?
Paranoia can keep you alive in this business.
A new NCIS Los Angeles after a new NCIS. Tuesday.
Coming up on the Subway postgame show, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Week 3 of the NFL season. Browns with a share of first place in the AFC North at the start of the day. Could have no worse than that if they won, but now they have to have a touchdown drive with 2 minutes to play. Down to the Dolphins by 6. Greg Little emerging here, Randy.
They got a matchup they like. Greg Little working against Will Allen. Little right there in the slot. Catches the ball. He's strong. He gets the first, and again he gets out of bounds. Nice heady play by the rookie.
He really was. He's really starting to catch balls now, Little. 3 for 24 yards.
Browns need a touchdown. They've got 2 timeouts and 1:55 left.
Blitzers, long ball, receiver there, beautiful breakup. Jimmy Wilson breaks it up. Jimmy Wilson's having a day. You remember he had the interception early that soon after, Dolphins had the first touchdown of the day in a 7-0 lead. He's a rookie from Montana.
Yeah, rookie out of Montana. Does a very nice job of not giving up his real estate. Often you see defensive backs get intimidated by receivers. He wasn't having any of that.
2nd and 10. Tension builds at Cleveland Brown Stadium. McCoy makes a connection. And Watson, again, that drag pattern you talked about, Randy, as they get plus yards. But the clock runs, 1:38 to play.
It's okay, they're not in a panic.
2 timeouts left.
This is all the time in the world with 1.5 minutes and still having 2 timeouts.
But they have to get in the end zone.
37 yards out. 4 more chunks.
McCoy stands in. Incomplete at the 15-yard line.
Wow, I'm not sure if on that play that Ben Watson didn't get run into as he came back into the ball. But, you know, Sean Smith has every right to his position, as does Watson.
Yeah,
so,
no, I think it's good.
Yeah.
Good call.
Good defensive play.
These officials are so good.
If you're going to throw a back shoulder pass, Colt McCoy has to learn it has to really be back shoulder. It's got to be past the back shoulder so your receiver can get to it.
4th down, probably the football game. Browns have to hit it. They need a long 4, almost 5. Swing pass. They get the first down and a lot more. Beautifully done by the Browns. Hardesty swings out of the backfield and stops the clock getting out of bounds. Colt McCoy was something like 38-4 as a starter at Texas. He knows how to win games.
Well, Pat Shurmur has got his offense very well drilled. Again, 9 weeks ago, this offense didn't know this offensive style that Pat Shurmur wanted to run. And talking about some very good poise by young players like Hardesty and Little and McCoy.
McCoy's poise really very brightly shining in this fourth quarter. He's playing his best football. He takes a look. Runs the ball in, incomplete. Alex Smith dives at the ball, incomplete. Second down and 10 Browns at the 27-yard line of the Dolphins.
Flag down. It's in that territory of holding. I didn't see any holding.
There is no foul for a chop block on the play. It's second down.
Okay.
Remember, chop block is when one player is engaged and another player hits him down below the waist. And Joe Thomas was locked up with Jason Taylor, but they were both going to the ground when the contact occurred. All Chad Henne can do in the Dolphin offense on the sideline is watch right now.
That's all. He's had a big day, Henne, but right now it's Colt McCoy's show. Incomplete. Alex Smith was the target, and that brings up third down and 10 for the Browns in this drive that has to result in a touchdown.
Well, somebody was wrong there, and I'm guessing it was Alex Smith, because Alex Smith ran right over the top of the Dolphins defender. I mean, he ran right over Jimmy Wilson. Never took that cut to the outside that Colt McCoy was expecting. Setting up now third and 10.
Obviously a 4-down territory. Where's Little? He's in the slot.
Top of the screen.
Penalty markers down. Ooh, he came in high.
Flag
Ribs.
down.
Let's see what this is. This is big.
Jason Taylor might have gotten a little bit of a head start working on Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas.
Offside, number 99.
Yep.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. It's still third down.
Well, there's a wily old veteran.
Boy, he is that.
With a normal veteran working here against Joe Thomas, and he definitely started early. Thomas still rode him all the way around the outside, and he didn't get pressure, though.
135.5 career sacks for Jason Taylor. Most of any active player, nobody active is even close.
Awful big time to get a half right now, Don.
He had a sack and 4 quarterback hurries last week against Houston. 35. McCoy steps in, throws, completes it. First down Browns. Evan Moore.
Don't panic. Remember, you've got 2 timeouts. Not a bad time to use it.
They take one. Good call, Randy. That's 34 seconds, 45 seconds on the clock.
This is the second charge timeout. Cleveland, 30-second timeout. Please reset the game.
One left. One timeout left for the Browns. They have to get in the end zone. Down by 6 to the Dolphins.
Thank you.
I'm going to take you back in a little bit of a time capsule, Don. This drive, this crowd, this reminds me of the old Browns days. This reminds me a little bit about Brian Sight out of San Diego State. Not the biggest quarterback in the world, could throw like crazy, and was just an absolute assassin when it came to a 2-minute drill.
I was at Cleveland Stadium that fateful day when he threw to the end zone. Mike Davis leapt and intercepted for the Raiders, and the Raiders went to the Super Bowl and went on to win it. I think the Browns would have won it that year. Right now, though, we have first down and 10. Just inside the 15-yard line. Browns driving, down by 6. Throw. Oh, I think it's a touchdown. It is. McCoy delivers. We'll see if it's the winning throw. Massaquoi going high. He's been quiet most of the day. And Cleveland Browns Stadium goes wild.
They went back after the rookie. They went back after Jimmy Wilson with Mohamed Massaquoi going over the top. 1, 2, controls it through the catch. I don't think that ball ever moves right over the top of the fingers. He's got the ball. He doesn't touch the ground. Perfect catch.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 11 and number 82, both going to the ground. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Now they're going to call that a group celebration because Massaquoi and Ben Watson both going to the ground in the same general area. And that means Cleveland now, with 43 seconds to go, is going to have to kick off from the 20-yard line.
And in that drive, Randy, McCoy was 9 of 13 for 75 yards, including the 14-yard touchdown pass to Mohamed Massaquoi.
Well, that's the kind of drive and the kind of spot that builds unbelievable confidence in your teammates and starts a little piece of a local legend being able to lead those kind of drives.
Yeah, we could be watching number 12 of the Browns coming of age in this game.
The touchdown was confirmed.
They have confirmed the touchdown. They, of course,
all scoring plays are going to be looked at and confirmed. Catches it, puts it away, gets 2 feet down. Just an amazing play, soup to nuts. And when you look at this offense, you've got to make those plays above the defense to be a real quality offense, I think, in the league these days.
Massaquoi made a catch very much like that down at the 1-yard line of the Colts last week, a 28-yard gain. And now the extra point, which is so important, is up and good. And the Browns have taken the lead 17-16, 43 seconds left. But the Dolphins could get good field position after the penalty and the subsequent kickoff coming up. Their field goal game, though, is at best an adventure this season.
But Carpenter's got one heck of a leg. He made the 60-yarder last year in Miami. And what the penalty was for is 2 players going to the ground at the same time afterwards in celebration. There's Massaquoi. And here comes Ben Watson.
I mean, how bad is that? I mean, is that an indictable offense?
You got me. Half the time, I don't know what they qualify as a group celebration. I call that being properly enthusiastic about success. Okay, this game right now comes down to 2 things. Where does Phil Dawson put this ball on the kickoff? Again, kicking from the 20 instead of the 35, the 15 yards coming from the penalty. And what will this coverage team do?
They need the big run back for the field position. And they've got plenty of time to get in range.
So now if you're talking about a 60-yarder by Carpenter, which he had last year in Miami, you have to get the ball to the 42-yard line of the Cleveland Browns.
Well, there's going to be a run back because he's not going to knock it through the end zone.
My guess is Hilliard short gets it.
High spinning kick, well hit into the sun. Clyde Gates, the fastest Dolphin, turns the corner. And he's taken down out of about
No, it's going to be a horse collar.
Yep.
Grabbing behind on the pads and yanking down. It's going to be a horse collar and add 15 to that, Don.
Yes, sir. It's here it is. Walt Anderson says.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, number 21, kicking team. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So the ball's already now on the Browns side of the field. And to be inside that 60-yard range, now all you need is a first down.
Amazing how momentum swings right now. If they run their offense conservatively without turning it over, the Dolphins very well should be in position to try a game-winning field goal. But the Brown defense, you remember those 2 takeaways in the 4th quarter against the Colts. They're coming after Chad Henne.
You got 6 yards to go for that 60-yard field goal, and the Browns take their last timeout.
This will be 3rd and final timeout, Cleveland. 30-second timeout.
In the last meeting between the Browns and the Dolphins last season, Dan Carpenter hit a 60-yard field goal in Miami. This was as the first half ended.
Coach.
And the conditions aren't terribly different. Obviously, it's not quite as humid here as it is in South Florida, but it's, you know, it's in the low 70s here. Wind is not a factor. It's a little bit, I guess they call it close up here in the Midwest. It's a little humid, not bad. Good conditions to kick it.
36 seconds left in the game. There'll be no overtime in this one. Henny. Little has it. Karamov as a shoulder pad, incomplete. Second down and 10. Dolphins at the 47-yard line of the Browns.
Very, very nice play by Adams. I mean, not by Adams. That's absolutely Dimitri Patterson doing a great job of laying out. And you're defending the field, and the field you're defending is basically the 7 yards between where the ball is and the 40-yard line. You can't give up a first down.
Safety's way back. They come with 5. Long ball. Great coverage. He caught it, but he's out of bounds. That was Gates, the rookie from Abilene Christian, with 4.3 speed or better.
You hear the term, the rookie or the sideline is your friend. Well, Joe Hayden is using the sideline as his friend. It's the other defender, and there's nowhere for Gates to go. He has to go out of bounds.
Pat Shurmur looks on, the first-year head coach of the Browns. His team with a 1-point lead.
Shurmur's been around a while. He knows that wins are never easy.
3rd and 10. Blitzers come. Henny in trouble. Throws. The throw is offline. And now the only hope of the Dolphins is a huge field goal attempt.
Great, great pressure. The rookie Jabal Sheard got there. Mitchell got there. And they got pressure on the one play they really needed it.
Now this just is too far to try it, Randy.
Well, you've got a timeout left. You've got 21 seconds. You've got to have a first down here.
Yeah.
And you've got the timeout. If you don't get out of bounds, you use your last timeout, and then you kick a field goal.
Yeah, it's too far to try, so it's a 4th down and 9. Browns stop it, they win the game. Rush comes, a throw. Intercepted, the Browns win the game. Pops, Adams intercepts, and the celebration starts in Cleveland. As the Browns are off to a 2-1 start, and the Dolphins, despite the battling effort every play of the game, fall to 0-3.
And I guarantee you, Tony Sparano, the Miami Dolphins, this entire organization in South Florida is going to be viewed as an abject failure, coming to Cleveland, losing to the Browns, who didn't have Peyton Hillis, who didn't have a lot of things. Their best offensive player wasn't there, and they got the drive on them when they really needed to get a stop.
So now the Browns will snap the ball. The Dolphins will call their last timeout, but they're powerless to keep this game from running out. They're not even doing that. They're not going to stop the clock as they realize that they can't win it. Next for the Browns, they host the Tennessee Titans next week. And the Dolphins head out to San Diego to play the Chargers. So first-year coach Pat Shurmur sees his team come from behind on a brilliantly executed drive by Colt McCoy. Now for Randy Cross, this is Don Criqui saying so long from Cleveland. Now it's time for the NFL Subway postgame show as we go to James Brown in New York. James.
All right, so the Browns get it done there in Cleveland against Miami. Let's take you now.